Hey everyone, how are you all going? I am alright personally. How did we go this week? Round 14. Okay, so 1990. It was a top 7% score. Honestly, I'm quite surprised I went down 43 spots. 13k for the round. I thought I probably would have held a bit more rank. But yeah, to go down 43, slide back to 600. Yeah, a bit odd. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit odd. I definitely wouldn't have thought that I wouldn't have gone down. If anything, I would have thought I would have gone up, to be honest. Like, I didn't think the score was amazing, but I was like, I think I'll not go down this much at least. I mean, it's not a huge amount, only 43 spots, but it's a sizable amount, when you're like in the top 1k. 40 spots is a sizable amount. Getting into the team. So, look, the two Fremantle guys that we have in defence, obviously Hayden Young's in inside mid, same as Caleb Sarong. They all did bad. The Fremantle team did bad. And, yeah, I mean, they clearly had a plan for Luke Ryan. I think Latham Vandermeer. It wasn't like a hard tag or anything, but they just didn't allow him to intercept or get cheap kicks. Honestly, not sure why that hasn't happened all season when he's just been, absolutely dominating like every team. But they did it this week. And hit his score a lot. He made a few uncharacteristic clangers as well, just especially from kickouts. I remember he made such a ridiculous one, so that would have also hit his score. I think at least one thing for me that probably would have helped was Jordan Clark. I don't believe did that well. What did he score this week? 85. So that helped because I think a lot of people brought him in. If we look at 3% of people, probably even more in the top 1%. So that helped out. Then, I mean, hopefully all my Fremantle guys can bounce back, but we'll see. Harry Sheasel, 120. That was good. He played a good game. I think he kicked 2 goals. North Melbourne's fixture actually isn't too difficult. And I mean, again, like, they should have won that game against Collingwood. They could definitely win this week's game against Melbourne. They 100% could. Like, that's a very, very winnable game. Like, again, the season, all teams go through ebbs and flows. At the start of the season, who are the weakest teams? Probably North Melbourne, West Coast, Hawthorn. Then probably from like the last, say, 5 rounds-ish, it's been mostly like Richmond, Geelong, still like North Melbourne. Those have been like the 3 weakest teams. Now, like, who's the weakest teams? Adelaide, Melbourne, Collingwood. If you're getting those teams now, if you're looking at fixtures of who to get, target those teams because they are looking very, very weak. And you look at a team like Hawthorn, in the first 5 rounds of the season, they were very bad. You wanted to play Hawthorn. Now you don't. They're looking very good. So that's now a hard matchup if you're going up against Hawthorn. So you've really got to be conscious of that. You can't just be like, look, like, what happened at the start of the season is the same for right now. Like, Caleb Sarong, he's not a guy that I would look to get in if you still don't have him. Like, to be honest, you've probably missed the boat. You've missed the points. Like, he's cheap now, but he's cheap because he's not playing that well. Maybe Luke Ryan you could still get. But, I wouldn't really look to get Caleb Sarong anymore. I think there's better options out there. And so as I said, Sheasel's playing well. I mean, if you traded him out for whatever reason earlier, you could definitely get him back in. I think he's got a pretty decent run to come. Pretty good run to come, actually. And, Houston, Okay, so, look, he's been inconsistent. He's been up and down. But at the end of the day, like, with his 148, 174, I traded him in this game, so against St Kilda. So he's averaged, I think, around 115 for me, or 112, 113, something like that. So, I mean, I'm taking that, Did I overpay for him? What did I pay? I paid $5.98 for him. Did I overpay? Probably. But, look, I mean, he hasn't gone down a heap more. He's gone down another 30k, so... Look, I'm okay with the Houston pick. He's played well. Young I kind of covered, but again, kind of going to Bontempelli, but just, it is what it is. Fisher, look, didn't play super well, I don't think. Didn't get a ton of touches as he usually had. 24 still. He could have kicked that goal, that game-winning goal in the last, 5 seconds. That would have probably given him another 45 points or something. Probably not that much, but, he would have got a lot of points from that, but he missed. And so, that's just what happens. Nick Martin, look, at least he did something this week. Captaincy. Because, yeah, as you can see, we took the Zorko score, like probably most people did. Bont 162. I mean, if there was any week not to take a 141, it probably would have been this week. We had some big scores. Houston, Bont, Grundy. I mean, Heaney got the same as him, as Zorko, but yeah. Bont 162, massive, just, yeah, insane, absolutely insane. The flu game, as people are saying, the flu game. Dacos 129, yeah, getting tagged for the first half especially. Yeah, good to see him go well there. I was going to trade him. If he was a late out, I was going to trade him, and I would have been happy to do that. But yeah, because, I mean, if he was a late out, he'd miss 2 games in a row, or 2 rounds in a row with this game against North and then the bye. But given he played that one and he's only going to miss the bye, I'm okay with holding. I know Simkin was a late out in that game. That probably would have hit. I think there was 10% of the top 1% had traded Simkin in this week. And I think most of them traded him out. I think at the start of the game, I checked again, it was 4% of the top 1% still have him. So 6% managed to trade him out. But yeah, that would have hurt. It really would have if you traded him in. Lucky he's not a premium, so he doesn't have too much money attached to him. And he'll still probably have a good fixture to come. I might get him in, but probably not. Sarong, kind of touched on him. That was Simkin. I was saying I might get him in, but probably not. Sarong, look, 96. I'm not going to trade him out, but yeah, it didn't go too well. Butters was getting a little bit of attention and everything, so it can't be too harsh. Looked like he was trying his best, and that's all you want to see. Goulden, I didn't really see this game on the Saturday night, the Adelaide-Sydney one, so can't really say too much, but I think Errol had 8 clangers or something. Absolutely killed his score. This should have, looking at that, it probably should have been a 130 plus. But no, I'm fine with that. Probably would have liked it a little bit more against Adelaide, since again, as we're saying, they're probably the weakest team in the competition right now. But yeah, not too bad. And yeah, on debut, because we ended up trading him in. Because yeah, we were going to get LDU in this week, and I had LDU all the way up until Saturday. But then I was like, okay, look, I want both of them. I want Goulden and I want Davies Uniacke, but I couldn't go both last week. So I was like, okay, Goulden has a 40 break even, LDU has 120 break even. So I'll trade in Goulden this week, I'll go LDU next week, which is now this week. So that's probably who will go, but we'll see. Zorko 141. Yeah, so this was the first time St Kilda has actually put defensive pressure onto a defender for the whole season. So first half he was on 100, doing whatever he wanted, and then the second half they were actually watching him a little bit. That's why he didn't score as much. Which, yeah, again, first time they've done that all year. Even though they had Sam Flanders the week before, absolutely killed them, and all the other Gold Coast defenders. And you probably saw in the second half, especially, some other Brisbane defenders got a lot of points. I think Ryan Lester and other people like that. So yeah, that's just what happened there. And then Steele, it's in the same game as Zorko. So disappointing. Playing a half-forward flank role. Seriously, why is my 540k midfielder playing half-forward flank? Same as Sarong. Why was my 630k midfielder playing forward pocket, during that game? I was what's happening? I was honestly going to trade Steele, but I think I'll do it next week after his bye, when we get in the player who I'll mention later. Freya. Is that how you pronounce it? I'm not sure. I think I might trade him this week, but I also might hold, because I need cash gen from someone, and I basically don't have anyone else. So we actually might hold Fraser. Flanders, Merritt, Walsh didn't play. Grundy 154, massive, absolutely massive, and good. It was away from the SCG. Did not expect that. And so yeah, also Grundy on debut for us this week. Grundy and Errol both put in really good performances. Happy with those. Visentini, I actually thought might get a game, because he was brought into the squad. He was an emergency. They took out 2 key forwards, and I was like, maybe they'll play Visentini as one of them. But then they didn't. I think they ended up just going... they went Ollie Lord, and then they subbed him out. I can't remember if that was from an injury or they just subbed him out tactically. But yeah, honestly, I feel like Visentini could get a game as a key forward, potentially. He's got to be close. Yeah, he's got to be close. Heaney, 141. Yeah, great game from him. Moore, 74. Look, against Richmond, you'd probably like a bit more, but again... small forwards are always inconsistent, so, how much could you really expect, per se? You can't expect him to average 100, week to week, but hopefully over the course of, the 10-week span he does. Tom Powell. I'm just like I'm just sorry for him. I feel sorry for him. He just looks like he didn't want to be out there, you know. He just looks like he hates football, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, he's gonna get traded this week. He just looked like he hated football. You know, like I honestly don't know what was going on. Like Northmore were playing well as well. It's not like they were getting smashed or something. Like even when they were up by 50 points, Tom Powell was just doing nothing, you know. He wasn't even trying. And that's probably the worst part, you know. Like I can accept it if like he's not going to score well, but to not try, then that's a deal breaker for me. It really is. So 37, by far his worst score of the season. He's leaking cash now, a 120 break even. He'll probably get half of that this week if he's lucky. So yeah, he's going to be gone for me. Yeah, lost 20k. That's annoying. But anyway, Garcia, he's probably also a guy we're going to trade out. Disappointing he got dropped. Very disappointing. I don't think he should have been. But to be fair, Western Bulldogs played very well. So maybe Luke Beveridge does know best. Charlie Lazaro, so disappointing he's been. Started at 180k. He's actually gone down in price from his starting price. And, I mean, we can't really trade him out. Dowling, 55 is okay. He'll have his bye this week. Richards is probably going to come back now in Collingwood's next game. At least he's available. And, personally, I think he's an instant in. Like, if you look at the Collingwood list that played against North Melbourne, I think you drop at least 5 people before you don't pick Richards, basically. Like, I think he's an instant in, given the state of their injury list and everything. And Livingston didn't play. They had their bye anyway. Okay, so, trades. Look, we've only got 8 left in the bank. Now, we have been kind of luxury trading. Like, we luxury traded Matt Rowell out last week to get Goulden. But, like, yeah, we're not going to... I think... Okay, if I take you guys through, like, our team as a whole and who we've got, let me try to just show you, basically. Oh, where is it? These guys. Okay. Just set up my team so it's like you can see the full premium team. Well, no, not the full premium. We're like one off. But this is just how it would be. And then... Fisher would also go forward, but yeah, for some reason I can't. Who's here? Dacos is here. Are we one defender short? I don't think so. No, we got all our defenders. We've got our forwards. We're one midfielder short right now because we did a few trades last week. We also traded out Tom Green last week. So yeah, it kind of ended up being that like Tom Green was a downgrade rather than a sideways, but. We should, well, I mean, if I just show you guys my trades. So, it just ended up being like this. So we went, Moyle out, Green out, Rowell out, and we got Grundy, Goulden, and Dowling in last week. So it kind of ended up being that Green was a downgrade, but because of, like, he's a very expensive downgrade, we had, like, an extra 110k in the bank, which will help with upgrades this week and sideways as well. So that's okay. So yeah, we're kind of one midfielder short this week. So we'll get another midfielder in. And if you see the team, we're basically we're full premium except one midfielder is what we're missing. Because Dacos would go back and Fisher would go forward. So in saying that though, like I said, Tom Powell's not really a keeper. He's not a premium. So he's going to go this week. He's leaking cash. Doesn't like football. So, YouTube was tempting me as well. Like the YouTube algorithm is usually pretty good, but I remember like I was seeing, I think I saw yesterday or the day before, that they put up like this video of Tom Powell like 4 years ago in Sandville under 18s. It was Tom Powell 47 disposals. I was like, don't show me this. That's not what I want to see right now. You know, not after his like 8-touch game where he scored 37. Like seriously. So anyway, okay. So who are we going to get in? Like I said, Errol Goulden. We traded in last week. I had LDU right up until the Saturday, and I was like, look, play the break-even game, which was still the right call, even though LDU got, I think, 41 points more than Goulden, because, I mean, I think LDU went up 13k, Goulden went up 30k, so it's still the right call to do it, even though it hurts for this week, because we need the cash at the end of the day. We need the cash. So, it was still the right move. So it's Powell out, and it's Garcia out, and it's... If we slide Lazaro forward, and then if we slide Fisher forward, Dacos back. Then it's Luke Davies, Uniac, and we're gonna get a rookie. I'm not sure who it is right now, but preferably someone that's 102k. I was looking, like, there's not really a ton of options that I think are going to play, to be honest with you, of any position, even if it's forward, mid, or back. So, look, Locke Rawlinson is a guy who's played a game, so is he going to play another one? I'm not sure. Maybe someone would debut this week. Even if it's not a 102k guy, I am okay with getting a 117 or a 123k guy if they're going to play. So, yeah, maybe it's a Nathan Kruger, but he does have his bye this week. I kind of need someone that's going to play this week. So if a rookie debuts who's going to play, I'll probably get them. As long as they're not sub, then yeah, I'll probably pick them up. Which, yeah, that's why, like, Toby McMullen, that really hurt that he was sub in that week, because Will Dawson's obviously not playing now because he got injured. That one really hurt because we're strapped for cash. We've got, like, no money. So these are the two trades I'm looking at doing this week. Now, if we think about other luxury trades we can make, I'm thinking potentially Hayden Young. But if we look at, again, this website, because I think it's pretty good, if we look at Hayden Young's run to come for inside mids, it's actually pretty good. Fremantle's got a pretty good run. Gold Coast and Sydney are kind of tough, but then Richmond, Melbourne, West Coast, Geelong in there. The last two rounds are difficult, but I like Fremantle's run to come. So we're not going to trade out Hayden Young. And like who else would we really luxury trade? Sam Walsh has a good run to come as well. Carlton up here. So yeah, Geelong, Richmond. So we're not going to luxury trade him. We just held him through his bye anyway. Anyone else is there? There's not really anyone else. So the potential options that we are going to get... Oh, Seal's going to go next week as well. He's got his bye this week, but the guy we're going to trade into is Will Day. And, I mean, Hawthorn have a really good run to come. They do have Sydney, but... Actually, no, that's GWS. No. Yeah, so they've got their bye this week, and then West Coast and Geelong. So good matchups. Collingwood's a weak matchup. Fremantle's a weak matchup. Oh, Fremantle's not a weak matchup, but at home... when Fremantle play away from Optus, they're not that good. And even though this was their first loss at Marvel this year, anyway, on the weekend, on Saturday, Richmond again is a good one. North Melbourne's a good one. Adelaide's a good one. So yeah, so Hawthorn have a good run. So we're going to get Will Day next week. So that will just be Steele today. I think that's about 40k we need for that, which we've got in the 110. And that means that given our trades that we just made, we only need one forward to complete the team. So we've got our 6 defenders. We'll put Davies Uniac on. We've got 8 midfielders. We've got 2 rucks and 5 forwards. So, yeah, it's just the one spot we need for a forward. Who are we going to go if we go shopping for forwards? Who are we going to go? Okay, so there's a few you could go, We'll sort by average. I think Luke Jackson is certainly a possibility, especially if Sean Darcy gets injured. He's one that I'm definitely going to look at a lot. Rankin's probably the obvious one. He is. Waterman's an interesting one. Same as, all these guys are interesting. I probably wouldn't go Caldwell. Let's see what Danaher's run is like, actually. I haven't really checked Danaher's run. Key forwards for Brisbane. Oh, it's on the harder side. Adelaide, actually, I don't think it's that hard. Sydney's difficult, though. Is Essendon difficult? I guess so. But the guy I actually want, to be completely honest with you, is Charlie Cano. Because if we look at his run, he's got an amazing run to finish the season. So, number one, they've got 3 up here, average plus minus, the highest of any team. So, according to this, they've got the easiest run to come. You look at it, Geelong, Richmond, GWS would be difficult, but Western Bulldogs is pretty easy. North's easy. Port Adelaide is difficult, but Collingwood should be easy. It depends if they've got people back by then. That might be on the harder side. Hawthorn's probably on the harder side as well. West Coast is easy, and St Kilda should be easy. So that's the guy who I want. I can't do it this week. I don't have enough money, but I honestly might not be able to do it for another 3 weeks, to be completely honest with you. So, we'll see there. We'll see. That's the thing, because Cano's, I think, about 440k. The most we can go, if we did Fraser, is 380k. And so it could be a guy like Jai Simpkin, but I just don't know if I trust Jai Simpkin. Like, he kicked 2 goals in this game to get like 130. Like, sure, he scored like 130, but he kicked 2 goals. Like, he's not going to do that every week. He did have 28 touches, and it was against West Coast. Like, they played weaker opposition. Like, Hawthorn weren't that good here, and he only scored 67. Geelong looked good there, though. Geelong looked good at the start of the season. Now they're not that good. Adelaide were okay at the start of the season. St Kilda were okay at the start of the season, and he only scored 52. So, I don't think I want Jai Simpkin, to be completely honest with you. Maybe, though. I'm not sure. If we did, it would be a good one because we could go Fraser straight to him, but then also we wouldn't have the cash to go luxury trades next week from Steele to Will Day. So, yeah, I think what we're going to do is, I think the good thing at least is we've got a lot of guys who are going to play, not this week because they've got their bye, but Dowling, Richards, and Fraser should all be back next week. And so, in this last forward spot, we can basically just choose who's ever got the best matchup every single week and loop them through. So we should at least be getting a 60 every single week from those 3 guys. So that shouldn't be okay. I'm not too fussed about that for holding them for another 3 weeks. Because, again, it means we've got good guys in the rest of our field. Like, yeah, these guys are all scoring well. These guys are pretty much all hot in form right now. They were trading in. You know, like Davies Uniacke, Goulden are hot in form. Grundy's hot in form. And he's got a good run. So, like, I'm happy to do those. I'd rather keep this one rookie spot with rookies who I don't even think are going to score that badly. Like, we saw Richards has, like, good scoring potential. Fraser has, like, pretty decent scoring potential, like 60s. And Dowling, yeah, 50, 60 at West probably as well. So, yeah, I'm okay with doing that until we can get Charlie Curnow in for our last spot. Because, okay, especially like Charlie Curnow, as you can see, is good. But the other side of that is Adelaide's run from here is not that good. It's pretty difficult. So you could potentially get some tags as well. GWS, that's not an easy matchup. Callum Ward could go to him. He could also go to Dawson, so we'll see. Jordan Dawson's also one potentially you would target, potentially. But again, look at this run right here. It's pretty difficult. Brisbane, you've got Jared Berry, probably going to go to Dawson or Rankin. St Kilda, again, the Marcus Windhager tag, probably going to go to Dawson or Berry. Or not Berry, Rankin. Yeah, Windhager will go to either Rankin or Dawson. Essendon, they've got it as a harder matchup. Hawthorn, that's a hard matchup. Or on the harder side at least. Geelong, that's probably an easy one. Dogs is not an easy matchup with all the guys they've got in there now. Ed Richards, Tom Liberatore, Bontempelli, that's a hard midfield matchup. Port Adelaide is a hard midfield matchup, and Sydney's a hard midfield matchup. So, yeah, I don't really want Rankin anymore, looking at their run. Like I did when you looked at, I would have if I got him in, like, here in round 10, after that game where he got injured, but again, he missed this really easy run, West Coast, Hawthorn, Richmond. So, yeah, I think we're going to pass on him. And instead, we're just going to do this, I reckon. So, yeah, we'll get Curnow in. Probably in 2 rounds' time. Which is disappointing that at this point in the season, we've got to wait this long. But, yeah, and that's probably going to mean we only have 3 trades left for injuries at the end of the season. After we do 2 up, or 1 up, 1 down for Curnow, and then 1 up, or a luxury trade for Steele today. And then we'll have 3 trades for injuries. Hopefully we don't get that many injuries, but look, there's still another 10 rounds to go. So, yeah, we'll see. And stuff can happen very quickly. I think the only probably bonus is, like I was showing you guys, we do have cover. We do. Like Dowling, Richards, Fraser. Hopefully they play, but we do have cover at our disposal if we need it. And even in the back line, if any of these guys get injured, we'll just swap Will Dawson with Fisher, and then Fisher can cover whoever's injured. And then, yeah, like I was showing you, we've got these guys to cover any forwards, and Fraser and Dowling can cover mids with the DPP we've got there. So we should be okay, especially if we can get in a 1 or 2k guy this week who's playing. That'll be crucial. Or even if it's not Rollinson, even if it's a guy like, what can we do here? Even if it's a guy like Carl Warner, who I know is on the bubble this week. That's not how you spell it. It's Warner. It's like that. So, because he's played decent in his 2 games, but I'm just not sure on the job security. He was a late in for Heath Chapman. So, yeah, if he plays, we might go him. But yeah, I mean, I'm just not sure, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, we're going to need to wait a few weeks to do that last upgrade to Kano, but I'll be waiting for it. So it should be good. Yeah, it doesn't help that Fraser's got the buy this week, Dowling's got the buy this week, so they can't increase in cash anymore. And yeah, Richard's been injured. Richard's has been such bad luck that we picked up Richard and he got injured, and he's so good, you know. And Fraser, I mean, we picked him up at 170k. If we picked him up at 120k, we probably would be able to complete our team this week. But yeah, we picked Richards instead in this week. They would have been both good pickups though. But yeah, that's just what happens. Anyway, I feel like we might post a few more videos this week because I am a full-time SuperCoach YouTuber right now. So yeah, look, we'll see. But matchups this week, so captaincy wise, that would be, let's see, not Ryan, Dacos is not playing, so we might captain him as a loop, but not otherwise. Look, Melbourne's a good matchup for North, so North Melbourne players I'm going to look heavily at. Sheasel, probably not though. Sheasel's role is very inconspicuous, you know. He's playing a half-forward role. Like, it's not even inside mid, it's a half-forward role. I mean, let's look at his CBAs. It can't be that much. So, actually 48%, okay. That's more than I thought it was. But I think the other time, like the other 52%, I guess, he's just playing half-forward. So, maybe he gets forward status in round 18. Who knows? Probably not. I highly doubt it. But, yeah, anyway. Houston 174 against Brisbane. Oh, I think they're one of the harder teams for designated kickers to score against. And also Ryan Bairton was out this week, which did help. Yeah, which did help him score. Yeah, they're one of the harder teams. So we're not going to go down Houston. Hayden Young. Where's he? Gold Coast? Probably not. Martin against West Coast. Apparently West Coast though are also difficult for designated kickers. So, where are they? West Coast. Yeah. One of the top 3 hardest teams. That's why, if we look at Essendon's run though, for des kicks, they've actually got an easy run, 1.76 after this week. So West Coast are difficult, but after this week, we may look to get Jordan Ridley in, because he's just playing amazing right now. He intercepts, takes kick-outs. I think he takes kick-outs, at least a few. I mean, not all of them, but like he'll take a few. Yeah, so Jordan Ridley, he does take a few kick-outs every week, so yeah, we may look to go him. Nick Martin hasn't been able to take many. Mason Redman is just a kick and hog. Like, seriously. Andrew McGrath as well. Like, get a grip. Anyway. So, yeah. Bond's got the bye. Davies Uniacke. Yeah, so Davies Uniacke's probably the one that I'm looking at for this North Melbourne game to captain this week. Or vice captain. But, yeah. Great matchup at the MCG there. Sarong. Look, it's at Optus, so I actually don't think he'll be too bad. But, I don't know. I'm just a little bit wary because Sarong hasn't been in good form. Butters against Brisbane, they'll probably send someone to him. Sarong against GWS, they probably won't. Or Goulden against GWS. They probably won't tag him, but that's on the more difficult side of matchups. Merritt against West Coast is a good matchup. And no Harley Reid either. And it's at Marvel. Could they tag though? What's their one been? West Coast against inside mids. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's a good matchup. We might go Merritt captain and then Davies Uniacke vice captain. Walsh against Geelong is actually a good one as well because they give up points to mids. Yeah, post bye as well. That should help him. But his time on ground's so low. Walsh. I feel like he's carrying an injury of some sort. But his run home is good. That's why I'm going to keep him. And yeah, he's got a good matchup this week. Post bye. We might do this. Steele not playing. Gawn against North. Nah, Trey's a hard matchup. Steele against Grundy against Briggs. Let's see. What have they been giving up in the ruck? GWS are a tough matchup. Yeah, GWS are minus 22 points in the ruck. You don't want to play them. Okay. Yeah. Who's easy? Fremantle's easy in the ruck. Port Adelaide's easy in the ruck. That was probably mostly when like Sweet and Vicentini were playing. North Melbourne's difficult in the ruck. Sydney's difficult in the ruck, so that's Grundy. Yeah, so we're not going to look at Grundy this week because Briggs is tough. Flanders against Fremantle. I mean, probably ton up, but probably not a captaincy. Heaney, probably not. They could put time into Heaney, potentially. Zorko. I mean, the thing is with Sydney, obviously they've got that, really good midfield. So it's like, who do you tag? Like, pick your poison at the end of the day. But, yeah, I mean, they could tag any of Goulden and Heaney. Who else is there? Warner. So, yeah, don't know who they tag, even if they choose to tag any, but they probably would. And they're on the tough side, GWS. Zorko against Port Adelaide. I think Port Adelaide are a tough matchup for designated kickers. Moore's on the bye. Fisher against Melbourne, actually, is pretty decent, to be honest. But, again, he's just too inconsistent. I wouldn't captain him. So, I think this is what we'll do. Walsh into Davies Uniacke for captaincy-wise. Potentially Merritt. I think it's definitely going to be LDU. He's definitely going to be the one in there. And it's just either Walsh or Merritt. Which one do I want to go with? So we'll weigh that up. I think as the week progresses and we get teams, I may do another video. We'll see. We will see. But, yeah, anyway. Just for now, though, this is what we're thinking. So, yeah. No. Yeah, tell me what you guys think, what my trades are. What players do you guys think are hot in form that you should get, Because, if you look at this, Treloar's playing amazing, but I don't know. Is he a get? I'm not sure. They've still got North Melbourne twice. And then Port Adelaide, Carlton are difficult. Sydney's difficult. But then it's not too bad a run for Western Bulldogs, to be honest with you. But they've got Richards and Libba back in the midfield now. So, I mean, they did on the weekend and he scored 125. I mean, Richards is a guy you could get, to be honest with you. Again, he's got his bye this week, but what's he priced at? Let's check. Ed Richards. 540, okay, he's not even that much. Yeah, so 123 break even again as well. 115 he scored. Yeah, so he's been pretty consistent. And he was tracking for a big score against Sydney as well, who's a difficult matchup. So, yeah, if we look at Western Bulldogs' run, it's difficult. North Melbourne are difficult for inside mids. That's got to be cap. Maybe we get Richards from this Geelong game, from round 19 onwards. I feel like that would be pretty good. I think I'd probably want to skip Carlton and Port Adelaide, though. There's just two hard matchups. So, yeah, we'll probably wait a bit on Richards. Otherwise, though, yeah, anyone else you guys can think of that's in hot form that you could potentially get. English played well, but yeah, I'm fine with Grundy. And Marshall did it not too well. Yeah, Laird played well, but yeah. And yeah, we've let go of Real now. Average is probably better than total points because, yeah, some people play 2 less games. Yeah, Ridley is one potentially, again, we could look at, but yeah, we'll wait after this week. I'm not sure who I'd trade out for him. And then, yeah. I feel like Ryan's a guy we could potentially trade. We could potentially go Ryan to Ridley. This is kind of one I want to do. Because I don't think Fremantle's run is that easy from here on out. Gold Coast, you would think they'd probably put like a Ben Long on him. Because that's what they did to Tom Stewart. Sydney's tough. But then they got Richmond and Melbourne at least. And West Coast should... I mean, West Coast are apparently difficult, but I feel like they're not. Hawthorn's probably on the harder side. Geelong is probably easier, but they might be good at the end of the season again. And GWS and Port are difficult as well. So, yeah... I don't know. I like all these guys. Like, I'm probably not going to go Martin to Ridley, I don't think. I think I'd want to keep Martin because, again, Essendon have a good run for Des kicks. And all Martin has to do is clean up his ball use. That's all he has to do, which I think he can. So, yeah, a guy like Bailey Dale, even, again, he's got a tough run with Port Adelaide and Carlton. And Sydney, he could probably cop a James Jordan tag again, like he did earlier in the year. But after that, Melbourne, Adelaide, North, GWS to finish. We may get him then, but we probably won't have the trades. So, yeah, I'm probably not going to get him this week, though. So that's just that, I reckon. Yeah, 3-round average wise. Sinclair's also been in hot form. What's Sinclair's run like? I mean, he's playing inside mid mostly. They also didn't have Nazire on the weekend, but he'll probably come back. Probably unlucky if you had him, but yeah. Oh, Port Adelaide, Sydney. Yeah, you'd wait for that then. That's, yeah, part of the reason why I'm trading Steele. He got a tough run. Yeah. So we'll wait on St Kilda. We may get him after the Sydney game for Sinclair, but we might not get him at all. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's interesting. It's interesting. There's a lot of options. And I think it really is just about matchups, to be completely honest with you, at this point in the season. That's why, yeah, I am looking at Cano for that last forward spot. And then just, yeah, luxury upgrades from then on, really. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll probably keep Ryan. We'll probably keep him, at least for now. And, I don't know, anyone else we can trade? There probably is some people. But, yeah, it's just numbers at the end of the day. So, yeah, anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one.